Hey everybody at US Foods, Chef Ted Osorio here with General Mills, and I'm here to talk about our amazing Pillsbury products. And I have two that I'm actually going to talk about today. And that would be our Pillsbury Southern Style Biscuit along with our Pillsbury Pie Dough Round. But the third product is going to be our gold medal ready to spread vanilla icing. Okay, and this is going to be very simple to talk about. So I'm going to get started with our Pillsbury biscuits. So my main goal today is to give you a little bit of information about the product, but also to talk about the versatility of the product. So to be able to show these products in a way that are simple enough for somebody that you don't have to look like a superstar chef like myself to actually duplicate these products. Okay, so I'm going to talk about our Pillsbury biscuit. So the first thing that I have here, this is what our Pillsbury biscuit looks like. It's a place to bake product. Okay, you take it out of the freezer, pop it on your pan in the oven, and it takes in 22 to 25 minutes, you have fresh baked biscuits. So you get this nice golden brown flaky texture, right, and soft in the center. But here's some other things that you could do, right? So while frozen, you can top these biscuits, okay? So what I did here was just press the biscuit in a little bit of water, then I pressed it in some toppings here. Now what I have right here is just some coarse sugar, and over here I have some lemon pepper seasoning with some everything bagel seasoning and some sriracha seasoning on the end here. So the great thing, these can be great breadbasket items, right? And it's something that does not have to take a lot of time. Like what I just showed you, it takes less than 2 seconds to do. But on the end here, you can make breadbasket items, but you could also turn these into sandwiches as well. And what I have here is a smoked salmon breakfast sandwich, or it could be something that could be a nice brunch item as well. So I just showed you what I did with the everything bagel seasoning, and on the bottom I just have some guacamole, smoked salmon, and arugula. Just a different take on a breakfast sandwich besides bacon, egg, and cheese, right? So on the bottom here, I just want to show you some simple ideas on how you can upsell that product. So if you let your biscuits thaw, you can do some cool things with it. So what I did here was made some donuts. And all I did here was just took my finger and poked a hole right down the center. Okay? Very simple. After that, you just throw it in your deep fryer for 3 to 4 minutes. Once that comes out of the fryer, you top it with whatever items that you want to top it with. So here I have some beard cheese mac and cheese topped with some brisket, some burnt ends here. Again, and in the back I put a little bit of coleslaw on there. So this is something that you can have on a happy hour menu. But as I'm talking through this, think about what items you carry and how this can go into some of the items that we have right on the table here. So right next to that, I have some biscuit gravy with some bacon inside. So again, this is a savory glazed donut. And right next to that, I just took the biscuits and I tossed them in powdered sugar with some macerated berries on top. Keeping that same theme when you're frying your biscuit, I want to show you just another way how you can do it. So here's the biscuit. And if you cut it into quarters and deep fry it for 2 minutes, then you could toss it in some powdered sugar. And these I call biscuit beignets. So again, toss it in some powdered sugar and then put it right inside your whatever basket you have. And this is all she wrote. Okay, really simple. Simple idea. And again, as I'm telling you these items, think about what operator can benefit from what I'm showing you right now. And on the end here, again, keeping that same theme of thaw the biscuit, and what I try to do, I try to utilize not just the oven, I try to figure out what else can be utilized in that kitchen, right? So what I have here, I call these griddle breads. And what I did here was just stretch the biscuit slightly and threw it on the griddle, okay? About 3 to 4 minutes per side on the griddle. You could take it off, and that could be a breadbasket item, or you could still slice it and turn it into a sandwich. Same thing here. This is just the biscuit on the griddle once it's thawed, and the same amount of time it takes, and this gives you more of a crumpet look, right? And you can make more of a what we like to call bisque muffins, right? So I don't want to say a McMuffin, but a bisque muffin. So you can slice it and put your scrambled egg or and your protein on top of that. But just to give you ideas on just other parts of the kitchen and what you could be using. So keeping that same idea going, I have some biscuit waffles on the bottom here. And what I did here was just, again, keeping that biscuit thawed. I put it in the waffle iron for 2 minutes. Once it comes out, just take it out, and this is what it'll look like. And it still, I said this was an easy split biscuit. This will still split, and you can make a sandwich with it. So I have some hot honey chicken with a little bit of coleslaw. And in the center, I just put some macerated berries just to kind of show, okay, this is something that you can have for dessert. And on the end here, I took the biscuit and I made it more of an open face, and I put the beer mac and cheese and the burnt ends on top, like what I did with the donut, right? So, and you might be thinking to yourself, wow, he's using a lot of the same things. And the reason why I do that is because operators will do that, right? How can I utilize and get the most out of what I have in my operation? So the same thing that I try to show the versatility of the product, the operator's still trying to figure out how to stretch that. And that's what I did there. So next, what I have here is our ready to spread icing. And it's not a lot to talk about here. It is what it is. It's ready to spread. Open up the bucket and you spread right onto your cake. You could put it into a piping bag and you can pipe it. But it's a dual threat. You can put it in the microwave as well, and you can use it as a drizzle on some pastries as well. So there are two 11-pound tubs that come to the case, and it is what it is. It's extremely simple to use, and I have an example down here with that I spread the icing on some baked brownies that I had, but just really simple. Two 11-pound tubs that come to the case. Really easy. So I'm going to move on to my final item here, and that is our pie dough rounds. So it's a 6-inch disc. They come 48 to the case, and it is what it is. You let them thaw. It's basically what is mostly used is to make pot pies. And what you basically do is you just place it on the top of your pie tin or your ramekin, and it makes that base around the pie. And it takes about 18 to 22 minutes in the oven. Now, I like to talk about the versatility of the product. So what I have here is that this the pie dough rounds come pre-glazed, so you don't have to worry about egg washing them, which is a great thing. Okay, all you have to do is just place it, and it'll already give you that golden brown color from the glaze. Okay, so what I have here are a few items with what you could do. One thing you could do is empanadas, right? So basically all you're doing here is just placing your filling in the center, brushing the edges with some water wash, and then you fold it over and you make your empanadas. You can crimp them with a fork, but this is what we have here as the end result. The great thing about our pie dough is that it's a blank canvas. So it's a great way to utilize your pantry items. Think about, you may have some leftovers. Another way to use this as that blank canvas to take what we like to say, turn something that might be a stale and turn it into a sale, right? And I have two items that I have here. So I'm going to keep that macaroni and cheese going. So this is just the macaroni and cheese and the burnt ends inside. Okay, and in the back, what I have here is some apple pie filling. Just a number 10 can of apple pie filling, about 2 to 3 ounces of filling inside of the dough. And the great thing as well is that these can be baked and these can be fried as well. So if you bake them, it takes about 16 to 20 minutes in a convection oven at 325. But if you fry them, it's approximately 6 minutes in a deep fry. So I just want to kind of let you know what that looks like. And the other reason why I say that, because folks may not have time to bake, or they may not have the space to bake. So that's why I try to utilize other parts of the kitchen. to show that this product is versatile, right? So the same with the biscuits, right? So if you don't have time to bake, we can utilize that deep fryer. We can utilize that griddle. We can utilize that waffle iron. We can utilize that panini maker. So the idea is to show you the versatility, right? How it could stretch and how it could be more profitable for you. So the other thing that you can do with this product is to create flatbreads. And what I did here, I have a variety of flatbreads that I did here. So the first thing that I have here, this is a pimento cheese BLT flatbread. And all I did here was just spread some pimento cheese on the pie dough, and I baked it for about 12 minutes. Once that came out, I sprinkled it with bacon, and I threw some cherry tomatoes and some shredded lettuce. If you want, the other thing sometimes I do is drizzle a little bit of ranch dressing on top if you want to dress up the lettuce, but it's not necessary. And next, right here is a grilled vegetable flatbread, and I want to show exactly what I did here. You take the pie dough and you bake it in the oven for approximately 12 minutes, and now you have a base. So once you get that base, I spread some black bean hummus on top of that, and then I just topped it with some grilled vegetables. And whatever vegetables you have on hand, that's what you use, okay? And it doesn't have to be baked. It could be roasted as well. And if you look on the bottom here, I just dressed it up with I finished it with a little bit of feta cheese on top of that. And if you like, you could drizzle it with a little bit of balsamic reduction to give it a little extra flavor as well. And right next to that, I call these Mac Attack flatbreads. And I love these, and I'm going to show you what these look like. All this is, you take the base of the pot pie, and I spread some of that beer mac and cheese and some pulled pork on top, okay? Bake it for 12 to 14 minutes in the oven, and this is what you get. And all I did here to finish it was just drizzle a little bit of barbecue sauce, and I topped it with a little bit of coleslaw right on top of that. And I'm going to round it out with some dessert. And this is easy. This is cherry crisp. And all this is just some cherry pie filling that was spread on the pie dough, and I sprinkled a little bit of granola on top. Very easy. And last here is a fruit tart. All I did was that same concept of baking that base, okay, and then spread a little bit of vanilla pudding, and then I put some fresh fruit on top. So that's all I have for now. But I want to first thank you for stopping by, and also want to leave you with a few takeaways. So one of the few takeaways that I wanted to leave you with is that you can do a lot of things with our products, okay? But the one thing that I also wanted you to see is that it is consistent, and you don't have to be a chef to actually reproduce these products. And it could also be profitable for you, okay? But if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to your General Mills sales rep. And also, if you want looking for some recipes, look at our website at generalmillsfoodservice.com. Thanks for stopping by.